Remember when TV executives thought all they needed for a hit show was a great premise, a catchy theme song, and a room full of talented people who'd magically get along? The 1970s and 80s were peak must-see TV delusion, where network suits convinced themselves that if you put charismatic actors under hot studio lights and paid them decent money, they'd bond like a real family. Adorable, truly adorable. Today, we're diving into 8 beloved TV shows from the golden age of sitcoms that got derailed or flat out canceled, because the people smiling on screen were absolutely seething off it. We're not talking minor eye rolls in the craft services line. We're talking salary wars, screaming matches, actors refusing to film scenes together, awe and feuds so legendary that some of these cast members probably still check the parking lot before leaving events, just in case. These weren't just backstage soap operas. They were expensive, preventable lessons in why chemistry on a TV screen has absolutely nothing to do with chemistry between actual human beings. Grab your remote, settle into your favorite armchair. And yes, I'm talking to you too, Grandpa. Put the newspaper down, because this one is going to hurt. Number 1, Three's Company, 1977 to 1984. Three's Company was one of the most effortlessly watchable sitcoms of its era. It ran for 8 seasons, turned John Ritter into a national treasure, and made mistaken identity plotlines feel like high art. People loved this show. Naturally, ABC wanted to keep the golden goose laying. And so it did, until the goose started asking for equal money. Three's Company starred John Ritter, Joyce DeWitt, and Suzanne Summers as 3 roommates navigating romantic chaos. On paper, Summers had every right to negotiate. She was a breakout star. Audiences adored her. Her character, Chrissy Snow, was half the show's appeal. The problem was how she went about it. In 1980, Summers demanded a salary jump that would have matched Ritter dollar for dollar, and did it mid-season, mid-contract, through her husband manager via phone negotiation, like trying to renegotiate your rent while you're already living in the apartment. The producers didn't blink. They reduced her to one-scene cameos, then wrote her out entirely. Behind the scenes, the set turned icy. Ritter was reportedly frustrated. DeWitt publicly sided with the producers. What had been a warm, almost sibling-like trio became a workplace with a very visible Cold War running through it. ABC pulled the plug in 1984 after the replacements couldn't recapture the original magic. Three's Company proved that sometimes the salary is the last thing worth fighting over, because you can win the negotiation and still lose everything else. Number 2, Good Times, 1974 to 1979. Good Times was groundbreaking television. The first sitcom to feature a 2-parent black household in an inner-city setting, it tackled poverty, race, and dignity, with a warmth that felt genuinely radical for 1974. It wasn't just popular, it mattered. Naturally, CBS wanted to keep it going as long as possible, and that's exactly where things came undone. John Amos, who played James Evans Sr., the moral backbone of the whole show, began butting heads with the writers and producers almost immediately. His frustration? The scripts were leaning harder into JJ's dynamite buffoonery and away from the serious social commentary that made the show worth watching. He said it publicly, he said it loudly, he said it often, like your uncle at Thanksgiving who insists on telling the truth even when nobody asked. By season 3, Amos was fired. Esther Rolla, who played Florida Evans, was so disgusted she left too by season 5. The show limped through 2 more seasons without its emotional core, and the audience felt it immediately. CBS finally canceled Good Times in 1979. It proved that you can't strip a show of its conscience and expect the audience not to notice. Sometimes the most dangerous thing on a TV set isn't the drama. It's what happens when the people who actually care leave the room. Number 3, The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979 to 1985. Few shows in television history had a theme song as universally recognizable as The Dukes of Hazzard. Bo and Luke Duke, the General Lee, Daisy and her shorts. CBS had struck gold with this one, and they knew it. So, when the stars asked for a raise after 5 seasons of carrying the whole operation on their flannel shirts, CBS decided to just replace them, temporarily, with cousins. 2 new cousins, as if the audience wouldn't notice. Tom Wopat and John Schneider walked off set in 1982 in a dispute over merchandise royalties, because apparently, when your face is on lunchboxes in 40 countries, you'd like a slice of that pie. Reasonable. CBS responded by recasting the Duke cousins with actors so forgettable the internet still isn't sure of their names. Ratings collapsed. Viewers felt genuinely betrayed, even older fans who'd survived a lot of TV disappointments. And, I mean, they'd seen some things, couldn't stomach the fake Dukes. Wopat and Schneider were quietly invited back the mid-season. The show never fully recovered its momentum and was canceled in 1985. The Dukes of Hazzard proved you can replace a car, but you cannot replace the people your audience showed up to see. A lesson worth about $4 million in lost advertising revenue. If you're enjoying this trip down TV memory lane, and honestly, who wouldn't be, smash that like button right now. It tells YouTube this content is worth watching. Which means more people get to relive the glorious chaos of Golden Age television with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We do this every week. Your grandmother is already subscribed. Don't let her have better taste than you. Number 4. Moonlighting, 1985 to 1989. Moonlighting was the show that convinced America that Bruce Willis had a future in entertainment. It was witty, stylish, and built entirely on the electric tension between Willis's David Addison and Sybil Shepherd's Maddie Hayes. Critics loved it. Emmy voters loved it. Audiences absolutely loved it. And then Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd learned they could not stand each other. The show centered on two mismatched detectives running a private agency. The push-pull romance was the whole engine of the series, which made it spectacularly inconvenient when the actual human beings playing those roles developed a genuine, documented, professionally catastrophic mutual loathing off-camera. The problems were legendary. Shepherd allegedly kept Willis waiting hours on set. Willis reportedly had his own moods. The writers were trying to craft romantic tension between two people who, by all accounts, communicated primarily through lawyers. Filming scenes together apparently required the kind of diplomacy usually reserved for international summits. Production fell catastrophically behind schedule. ABC started airing reruns mid-season just to fill airtime, which in television is the equivalent of a restaurant running out of food on a Saturday night. The show limped through its final season and died in 1989. Moonlighting proved that sexual tension on screen is compelling, but real tension behind the scenes will destroy everything it touches, usually starting with the budget. Number 5. Laverne and Shirley, 1976 to 1983. At its peak, Laverne and Shirley was the #1 show on American television. Number 1. More people were watching Laverne and Shirley argue in a Milwaukee brewery than anything else on TV. Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams were a comedy duo for the ages. And then, Cindy Williams decided she was done. In 1982, during production of Season 8, Williams got into a dispute with producers over accommodations for her pregnancy. What followed was a legal battle, a contract dispute, and an exit from the show that left Penny Marshall effectively acting out the final season with her sitcom soulmate missing. Like doing a 3-legged race, and suddenly there's only one of you. The chemistry was simply gone. Nobody had tuned in for 8 years to watch Laverne solo, and no amount of restructuring could fix that. ABC canceled the show at the end of Season 8. Laverne and Shirley taught the industry that a duo is not two individuals. It's one thing. Break it in half, and you don't have half a show. You have nothing. Number 6, Different Strokes, 1978 to 1986. Different Strokes launched Gary Coleman into stratospheric fame. "What you talking about, Willis?" became arguably the most quoted TV line of the entire era. The show ran 8 seasons and made NBC a lot of very happy accountants. But beneath the adorable exterior, the production was quietly becoming a management nightmare. Gary Coleman, a genuine child prodigy of comedic timing, was also at the center of long-running financial and contractual disputes with the adults around him that created a low-grade but persistent tension throughout the later seasons. Add in the pressures of child stardom, shifting cast dynamics as the kids aged, and NBC's constant meddling with the show's tone, and the set grew increasingly strained. By the final seasons, the magic had curdled. The cast dynamics were uncomfortable, Coleman's off-screen legal battles were public, and the charm that made the early seasons feel effortless now felt like everyone was working very hard to smile. NBC canceled it in 1986. 8 different strokes proved that child actors don't fail shows, but the systems built around them absolutely can. Number 7. Soap, 1977 to 1981. Soap was ahead of its time in almost every way. A primetime soap opera parody so sharp and audacious that it caused protests before it even aired. ABC had something genuinely special on its hands, and for 4 seasons, it delivered. The ensemble was massive, and managing that many egos in one writer's room was always going to be a challenge. By the later seasons, cast tensions over storyline prioritization, billing disputes, and creative direction had made the set notoriously difficult. Several cast members were openly unhappy with how their characters were being handled, and that unhappiness had a way of showing up in the work. ABC canceled Soap in 1981, controversially mid-storyline, Som Sintigwayand and Guidos Fall, day with no resolution, leaving viewers genuinely furious. It's the television equivalent of putting down a book mid-chapter and refusing to tell anyone how it ends. An act so rude even people who hadn't watched the show were offended on principle. Soap proved that ambition can build something remarkable, but internal dysfunction will always find a way to pull the plug before the story's finished. Number 8. Growing Pains, 1985 to 1992. Growing Pains was a BC's warm, reliable family sitcom about the Seaver family in Long Island. For 6 seasons, it was comfort television. Funny, wholesome, endlessly watchable. Alan Thicke, Joanna Kearns, and a young Kirk Cameron made it work beautifully. Then Kirk Cameron found religion, which is perfectly fine. Except Cameron's newly intensified convictions began influencing what he was willing to film and who he was willing to work with. He reportedly clashed with producers over storylines he found morally objectionable and pushed for the removal of a female cast member he felt dressed too provocatively, a request so unprecedented that several writers quit in protest. The atmosphere on set shifted dramatically. What had been a relaxed family production became tense and politically charged. ABC tried to hold it together for 2 more seasons, but the creative energy was gone. The show was canceled in 1992. Growing Pains proved that personal conviction is admirable, but imposing it on your colleagues' careers is a different conversation entirely, and that conversation usually ends with the network making a quiet phone call. Before we wrap up, drop a comment below and tell me, which of these feuds genuinely shocked you? I know some of you Grandpa-era TV fans have your own memories of watching these shows fall apart in real time, and I want to hear about it. And if you're new here, subscribe, because every week we go deep on the shows that shape television history, the ones that crash spectacularly, and everything in between. Hit that bell so you never miss one. 8 shows, 8 casts, 8 different ways human beings found to torpedo something genuinely good over pride, money, or the firm belief that their co-star was simply unbearable. Here's the uncomfortable truth none of those network suits wanted to admit. Talent is easy to find, chemistry is rare. And once the people on screen stop trusting each other, or stop pretending to, the audience can feel it through the television set, every single time. The golden age of TV gave us some of the greatest ensemble casts ever assembled. It also gave us very expensive proof that putting great people together doesn't mean those people will be great to each other. That lesson apparently never goes out of style. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, TV history never forgets, even when the people involved really wish it would.